Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 714. It's the Babe Ruth number. It's the Babe Ruth episode. No Babe Ruths in the Goodwill palette. Well, maybe some swell baseball grades. So what's happening? More Goodwill sorting yesterday. Tops update is out. I have not found any, but I am bidding, and I've got some stiff competition for the rookie card I'm looking for. I'll share that. What else did I want to talk about? There was one other thing. Oh, I went on a retail run yesterday. So I'll share my adventures at Walmart. Mm, that's good coffee this morning. I'm finally off the pumpkin spice creamer. Now, you would say, why don't you just throw out the pumpkin spice? If you don't like pumpkin spice creamer, why are you still using it for the entire month of October? Well, because I'm cheap. And it's like coffee's coffee, and sometimes it's really good, sometimes it's just okay, and sometimes it's bad. Now, if it's bad, I will just throw it out. But coffee's kind of like pizza. It's hard to actually no. It's kind of easy to make bad coffee. It's not quite like most pizza is consumable. By the way, I ate an entire Jack's frozen pizza last night. It was only cheese. So I think I get a pass. If there was like sausage and pepperoni, if it was supreme, eating an entire frozen pizza would be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. But also, by the way, I ate a salad for lunch yesterday. So that enabled me to eat an entire frozen pizza. I felt okay. Eat lettuce, eat some greens for lunch, and I can gorge myself with frozen pizza at dinner. Um, so yeah, so that's why I just it's like I'm just gonna go through. It's not bad. The pumpkin spice creamer is not bad. It's just not good. So I'm just gonna suck it up and I'm gonna go through. Although usually when I have creamer, I'll like the last drop, and I'm like shaking it to get that last drop. Um, So I do that with my creamer. But with the pumpkin spice, it ran out the other day, or it was running low the other day. And it's like, there's just a little bit left. I'm going to the grocery store today. Dump it, wash it out, recycle. Boom. This is vanilla bean creamer from, I don't know, the main one of the two or three creamer companies. What I can't remember what it's called. But it's vanilla bean. It says it's new, but I thought I've had vanilla bean. Maybe it was from another company, but it's vanilla bean. The coffee I'm drinking is Highlander Grog from Door County Coffee, which it's been a while because, kind of like the pumpkin spice, I sucked it up and went through an entire Costco-sized Dunkin' coffee, which I like Dunkin', but I like to mix it up. I like the good coffees from Door County. So I have like a rotation of coffees. I'll do Dunkin', just regular Dunkin'. That's when I'm at Costco and it's like, oh, I'm out of coffee. Let's go Dunkin'. And then I do the Door County, which is more expensive. And I do Highlander Grog. And then they also have a flavor called Peanut Butter Crunch, which is very good. And then I mix in Trader Joe's. I really like Trader Joe's coffee. Red Light 34 is in the house. What's up, Red Light? Victor, good morning. Kyle's with us. Congrats on tying Babe Ruth at number 714. What a great story. Logistics man quits his job, rallies the couch people, and becomes 714 episodes. Here we are. Brian, what's happening? Chris, good morning. Dan, did you set a garbage pickup alarm yet? That's a good idea. Tuesday night, 7 o'clock, put out the garbage. That's a really good idea. Faulty says, would you do a pumpkin spice Casey's pizza? Hell no. Hell no. I'm not into pumpkin spice. I'm into Casey's pizza, but no thanks on the pumpkin spice. That sounds gross. Rich, good morning. But a lot of people think Casey's gas station taco pizza sounds gross. They've never tried it. Don't knock it till you try it. Chris, what's up? Did anything come off of that Facebook lead? Oh, Chris, yes. Chris shouted me out on a on a deal. So his price wasn't like, when I saw the listing, I'm like, oh man, he's going to be way overpriced. He had a decent price on it, and I'm sure there's some wiggle room off his starting price, because he did give me a price on that. More than I want to pay for, stuff like that. And I've bought, so like, I'm still swimming in bulk. So I did pass on that lead, but I appreciate you. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. I did reach out to the guy, and just, I wanted to feel him out on price. And it was just more than I was willing to pay for, now. If I wasn't overwhelmed with cases of Pro Debut, a Goodwill pallet, and 16 monster boxes of bulk that I bought at the card show last week, and the collection I bought 2 weeks ago, I'm just inundated with stuff. So I need to take a break from buying. Although, guess what I did yesterday? Well, I didn't buy anything yesterday, but guess what I did? I went out to look. I can still look. So I went to Walmart. Matt, what is up? Morning. Good morning to you. Christian says, morning, outstarting the leaf cleanup. I do not envy that. Fortunately, we still, we're getting more and more leaf, as the trees, because this neighborhood was developed about 6 to 7 years ago. So the trees, that are in yards, are still, fairly new. There's a tree line, but it's way in the back, so I don't get many of those leaves. But I got more leaves, and I think each fall I'm getting more leaves in my yard. But it's not enough to go out and rake them or anything. Just a smattering. Now, when we move next fall, I will probably have to do some leaf cleanup, because there's more trees. The neighborhood's more developed. The trees are older. They have more leaves and all that. So this fall I get a pass. Next fall, probably not. Chris says, yeah, I thought he probably would want too much. Yeah, basically. And that's kind of, so based on, and I kind of look based on wording, and you should never discount. I should never discount. Sometimes I do, just based on how DM for price, I just pass. Okay. DM for price. That means you're too high, and you don't want others to mock your pricing. That's how I look at it. And it's just the wording. It's oh, you can make thousands of dollars on this, or Beckett Value says it's this. And it's okay, we're going to be way off. And I did expect that, Chris, with this listing, but I was I thought his price. So I'll just come out and tell you, his price was $1,200. His start price was $1,200. Now what's that mean? My thinking in just the whole negotiation strategy is, he wants 1,000. Basically, he's going to start 1,200, try to get to 1,000. I honestly don't even know where I would have been on something like that. Had I needed inventory, my price would have been probably higher than what it would be at this point, where I just have way too much stuff. I can't list it fast enough. But 1,000 is definitely, I wouldn't have paid 1,000. For those that don't, basically, I'm having a conversation with Chris because other people don't know what it was. So let me try to bring it up, and I can just kind of share what was part of it. Where's this guy here? Oh shoot, it was in a group. Let's see. He did say he had a lot of people interested in picking it apart. It was all new stuff. But there was some hits, but it was a lot of commons and tops base, which you can hardly move. But there were some Bowman autos and stuff like that. So there was enough worth, at least kicking the tires on it. But it was all brand. It was all 2022 stuff. So that's kind of what it was. Something Sports Cards, what's happening? Good morning to you, Rich, Uncle Rich. He will be on Hobby Hotline. Very nice, 10 a.m. Central. So catch Rich, who is joining you on Hobby Hotline this morning. So I'll have to tune in. If Rich is on, I'm tuning in. And actually, I would tune in anyway, because it's Saturday's my heavy shipping morning. Actually, most mornings are my heavy shipping morning now. Rich says, for Couch People Day, it's going to be a perfect day to rip something. Is the Arlington version of the Dallas Card Show is December 9th through 11th, and I'm going on the 10th, which, if I recall, is the rip-roaring part of it. Yes, December 10th is the Couch People Christmas Party, and you're all invited. So we're going to go on StreamYard, and we're just going to have a rip-roaring good time. So the link will be open, so anybody that wants to join, no sex bots, please. We're keeping this family friendly. No sex bots. It's a Couch People Christmas Party. But everybody else is invited. So that's Saturday, December 10th. And it's going to be pretty much from like 4 p.m. Central. I'm just going to say 4 p.m. I might start it a little earlier, depending on how my day is going that day. But I'll say like 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. because I'm an early to bed guy. So 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. We might stretch it out to 10 p.m. Central. We'll see. Saturday, December 10th. And I'll get the links and everything as we get closer. But Saturday, December 10th, the Couch People Christmas Party, where I've got a whole bunch of product to rip, and you're all invited. If you pick up any packs or boxes along the way between now and December 10th, come on and join us in the StreamYard and rip with us. Pepino Man says, I'll be going wine tasting with the wife today. Boring. Hey, at least alcohol's involved, right? I'm not into wine. I wouldn't be into wine tasting, but I could acclimate to I'm not a wine drinker, but I could adapt. The only time I drink wine is if it's like, actually no, I would say like at my mother, because my mother-in-law is a wine drinker, but she always has a 6-pack of Spotted Cow in the fridge for me. So even when I go over to my in-laws, there's at least some Spotted Cow in the fridge for me, so I don't have to drink wine. Let's see. Rich says, later in the day, I'll be taping some podcasts with Dr. Jim. Very nice. Rich says, you mean those good-looking girls from the Wisconsin volleyball team are not invited? What a crazy story. That I read like kind of an update this morning on that whole story, how it's unique. For the investigators, it's unique to the investigators. Because apparently I think the phone was hacked. I guess there were like 40 pictures, and they were basically what Rich is alluding to is the Wisconsin volleyball team, who's like a top 3. They just knocked off number 1 this week. They're one of the top 3 programs in college volleyball. And they had like 40 nude photos leaked of the team. And apparently the source was like one of the girl, like it was like a locker room party, like celebration. And it was like one of the players, they were on her phone. But they don't think it's anybody within the program, within the players that leaked the photos. The article said like, they thought maybe the phone was hacked. So it's just interesting. So yeah, the police department or whatever felt that it's a unique investigation. Faulty says, wait, no sex bots. Why can't we have some fun? Terry's good morning to you, listening while pulling orders. That's awesome. Later this morning, I'll be listening to Rich Klein on Hobby Hotline as I pull orders. Rich says, the Faulty, trust me, interesting things going on in Bo's home state. Wisconsin's it's wild up here. I mean, Wisconsin, home to 2 of the most prolific, crazy serial killers, Jeffrey Dahmer and Ed Gein. Probably the source of why Target had to stop selling baseball cards for a time last year because of the fight in the Target parking lot over in Milwaukee. Yeah, it's there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the state of Wisconsin. Let's see. Oh, and not my home state though. Illinois is my home state. Well, I guess it's my home state now. But my original home state, I got to shout out the Anawan Braves. Well, they're not the Braves today. They're the Anawan Wethersfield Titans. I'm wearing this specifically because it's playoff football day. It's the first round of the high school football playoffs in Illinois, and my alma mater, who co-ops with who was a rival when I was in high school. They were formerly the Wethersfield Flying Geese. The Wethersfield Flying Geese and the Anawan Braves came together to form a football team called the Anawan Wethersfield Titans, and they are a good program. They went 7-2 this year. They play Rockford Lutheran, and it's a home football game for my alma mater. But my hometown doesn't get to host. It's Wethersfield. They are hosting the playoff game. So I think they kick off at 1:00. My alma mater, they do have their own volleyball team, the Anawan Bravettes. They were like one of the top small school volleyball teams in the state of Illinois. They were 27-3 going into the postseason this week, and they lost in the regional championship game. It was a big upset. They were like the number one ranked team in the entire sectional, and they lost in a regional title game. So, but it was, I think, the best season in program history. They finished with a final record of 27 wins and only 4 losses. So that was a bummer this week for my alma mater and the Anawan Bravettes. Rich says, hit that like button. Thank you, Uncle Rich. Terry says, someone finally bought my 2019 Heritage Kyle Tucker rookie auto last night. Imagine that. I had, he hit a home run in the World Series last night, and I sold Topps rookie card. And then he hit a second home run, and I sold a few more rookie cards. I think I had like 12 in my eBay store, and I'm sure I have many more. The bulk that I bought last weekend at the Madison Card Show, I know I pulled at least one or two out of those boxes. The one box that I've looked through. And I'm sure there's several more in there, so I should probably look through. But they're like $1.50 cards. But hey, that's $1.50 here, $1.50 there. It all adds up. So yeah, Kyle Tucker, 2 home runs last night for the Astros. Let's see. Oh yeah, Zach mentioned Stephen Avery, the Manitowoc Making a Murderer is from the lovely state of Wisconsin. Dan says, and Gacy was only an hour or 2 drive away. What's up with the Midwest? Have you heard the crazy, speaking of serial killers, have you heard the crazy story out of, I think Faltzy's from Iowa. Is Faltzy still here? I think Faltzy's from Des Moines, if I'm not mistaken. Have you heard the crazy story out of Iowa this week? Now, this is bound. Faltzy, yes. Okay, he is. Did you hear about this, Faltzy? This is going to be they're probably Netflix is probably already negotiating, and the investigation has just begun. But this woman, this is in like the far southwest corner of Iowa, kind of close to Omaha, like I think 30 minutes from Omaha. So this woman came out and said her father was a prolific serial killer who killed 50 to 70 women over decades, like 70s into the 90s, I think. And so apparently, Falty knows nothing about this. Type in like Iowa serial killer, and it's going to be the story broke. Newsweek broke the story like last Sunday. And I saw like one article on it. So because I'm into this kind of weird stuff, this true crime stuff. So I Googled it. I found nothing. But then by like Wednesday, every news source had picked it up. So it's all over the internet now. So this woman came up and said, oh, my father killed 50 to 70 women. And the father made the kids like carry the bodies, and they dumped them in a well on the property. And it was they lived like in the backwoods of rural Iowa on Green Hollow Road, and they called it the Hollow. And so they would, and I guess in the wintertime they would carry the bodies on like a toboggan, and then in the summertime maybe a wagon. I can't remember, but she said she's been trying to tell people for years. Like when she was a kid, she would tell teachers, and they said, no, what happens in the family stays in the family. So basically, and I'm not surprised, because this would have been the 70s. I'm not surprised that would have been said by teachers, and especially in it's like, oh, that was like old time thinking. Like, oh, what happens in these 4 walls stays in these 4 walls type of, that was like the whole thought process, especially in rural areas. And she, like, over the years told several people, nobody believed her for like 40 years. Nobody believed her. And now all of a sudden it's coming out, like townspeople are like coming out and they're like, oh yeah, there's always been rumors that he was a killer. And like, I guess one of the relatives is like, yeah, my, like, the niece or another family member, like a niece of this guy came out and was like, yeah, my mom said her brother was a serial killer. Like, what? 40 years. And finally, like, somebody's listening, and they took cadaver dogs, like last week or 2 weeks ago, they took two separate cadaver dogs, and they hit on 4 spots. And so now like the FBI is involved, and they're looking. The well's like 100 feet deep, and it has been filled in. So they said like the quote on like digging it out, it's like 300 grand. And this is like a small county in Iowa, rural Iowa. So they don't have the funds. So they've called in like the DCI and the FBI. So now they're like now forging plans to take the next steps. Now the guy, the serial killer guy, he's been dead for about 10 years. So the cops are like, well, it's not like it's, he's no longer a threat to society, so we don't really have to be fast and quick. But yeah, type in like Iowa serial killer. Donald Studi was the guy's name, or Studi. So crazy ass story. Brian's from Omaha, so happened not too far from you. You don't watch the news? Yeah, just type it into Google. It's crazy. Type in like Iowa serial killer, and I'm sure it's going to be the first thing that pops up because it's been all over the news this week. Dan said to Zach, I was half kidding. Looked like Manitowoc police weren't being very ethical on that story. Yeah, that's another crazy ass story. Clark says, bet you that well isn't safe for drinking at this point. Probably not. So yeah, there we go. Serial killer talk. So I went shopping yesterday, mainly for envelopes. Did not buy any cards. I went to 2 different. Did I go to Target? I did not go. I was gonna get a haircut because I need a haircut. That's why I'm wearing a hat today. I need a haircut, and I'm like, screw it. I'll just get a haircut next week. And I didn't shave. Like I've got to shave before I get a haircut because otherwise they won't like square off my sideburns because they're like, well, how far? And I'm like, I don't know. Damn it, I forgot to shave. Matt says, bro, you got to get your envelopes at the dollar store. All of our dollar stores are closed. I've tried to go to let's see, $1 for 80. Oh, really? What is that? Like that's less than a penny, or wait, that's a little over. If that's correct. So $1. So it's going to cost me $1.05 after tax divided by 80. That's only a penny. That's 1.3 cents. I will need to look into that. I need to find a dollar store. So the reason, Matt, I've tried. I've gone to like 3 Dollar Trees. Like Dollar Tree is the thing that's in my area. And every one of them are closed. And they're open like one. And I actually tweeted this out. They had hours on their door. And every single day. And it was one of those where it's a dry erase. Like we're open 9 to 3. We're on Mondays, 9 to 3 on Tuesdays, 9 to 3 on Wednesdays. We're closed on Thursdays. This one, Monday closed, Tuesday closed, Wednesday closed, Thursday closed, Friday closed, Saturday closed, Sunday closed. It's like, okay. The other one was open like Thursday from like 10 to 3. Like they were open one day. That was Dollar Tree. So I don't think we have any Dollar Generals nearby. Those are more in the rural areas. And what's the other? There's Dollar Tree and there's something else. But the dollar stores that are around me are all closed. Usually I get them at Costco and I can get them for about like 2.3 cents per envelope. But if I can get them for that cheap, I will definitely do it. Oh, there is a dollar store that's near me. The first one I went to, it's I don't think it's $1. It might be a Dollar Tree. It might be, maybe it's Family Dollar. I don't know what it is. Let's see. But they were open and they did not have the envelopes I needed. So Matt says Dollar General, Dollar Store, Family Dollar, all owned by the same company. But we don't have Dollar General around here. We only have Dollar Tree. At least in like in the West Madison area. I haven't ventured out into like the east side or downtown or other areas. Dollar Tree has online ordering. So here's what I found with envelopes though. Because you can online order from Walmart and Costco, but they build the shipping price into the cost. So if you go to Costco, if they have them in stock, which my local Costco has not had envelopes in stock, that's where I get them. So the cheapest I've been able to find is Costco, 2.3 cents per envelope. When I get them at Walmart, they're 3.3 cents per envelope. But if you order from Costco, they're like $25 for 500, which if you get them in store, they're like $11 for 500. Same with Walmart. They're a little more because they build the shipping price into the envelopes. And I've talked about this. You go to Amazon, it's the cheapest. Believe me, I've looked and I've tried to look at the dollar stores, but they're all freaking closed, or the one that was open didn't have them in stock. So Chris's comment, yes, they have to be self-sealing. I'm not going to lick envelopes. I'm not going to, because you can get them a little cheaper. The self-sealing, yes, they are a little more expensive than the liquors. I don't do the liquors. So there we go. So, where are we at in the chat? Let's go back up and let's see. So there's Rich with an article. I'm going to click on this. Is this the series? Yeah, there it is. CNN, the Iowa serial killer. Mead security envelopes. In case you want to read about that Iowa person, Matt says you can buy online mashup directly from Dollar Store. If you prefer Fox News, they have a story of them as well. Matt says, I buy them out every time online. They charge $5 to ship as many as you want. Let's see. Faulty says, Google it, and the Des Moines Register has an article about him this morning. Yeah, I think they've been covering it the last couple days. Let's see. Matt says, you need a pallet. I do. Family Dollar. Let's see. Matt says, same company. Dollar Store doesn't do that. They charge a flat rate for shipping outside the price of $1 envelopes. They made you order a set amount, like 10 to 20 of each item, like bulk buying. Interesting. So if I just go to, let's check this out. Matt may have solved my envelope conundrum. Is it Dollar General? I guess if you said they're all owned by the same. So let's go to Dollar General. I can exit out of that window. Dollar General envelopes. I want the biggest damn box I can get. 40 count, 80 count. Come on, give me the 200 count. Give me the we got 100 count. Looks like that's the biggest box. So are these now second $2 for 100. So that's 2 cents. Let's see. And those are not self-sealing. Matt, my man, come on. Where are we at? Strip and seal, 75 count, 250. So where are we at on price? So 250 on its own. Let's just assume no shipping price. 250 divided by 75. That's 3.3 cents. And I'm going to have to pay shipping. It's going to be minimal if I order a bunch, but it's still the same price at Walmart. So that's Dollar General. Do you have another option? Let's see. Matt says, I just got them, only 80 count self-seal. So those are 3.3 cents. What website? Let me tell me what was. Let me get the link. So right now, because yeah, it's what I'm seeing on Dollar General's website is the same price as what I get at Walmart. Let's see. Christian says Dollar Tree. So let's do Dollar Tree. I'm gonna keep that window open. Reference Dollar Tree. Let's go to Dollar Tree. I feel like we've done this exercise in the past, but we didn't look at dollar stores last time. We looked at Costco, we looked at Walmart, and we looked at Amazon. Let's see. Let's see where we at in the chat. Dan says, don't buy the cheap envelopes. You'll end up dead. I know, George, because that's why I don't do the lickums. George Costanza. It wasn't George. It was his wife. That's how she died, licking envelopes. Let's see. Terry says, I think my local Dollar Tree is now the $1.25 tree. Yeah, I did notice the prices at dollar stores have gone up. Cooter says, did anyone else hear Bo glug his coffee just then? Let's see. Okay, so here's Matt on the Dollar Tree. They have the medium bubblers for $1.25 for 2 of them. That's really expensive for bubble mailers. Let's see. I shouldn't say really. It's just not economical. Okay, so those are not self-stick. Where's the self-stick? There's the strips. The $1.25 for 30. That's expensive. So I do not see any self-seal envelopes. The only ones I see are 30. Oh, there's a 40 count. The 80 count is the lickums. We don't do lickums. And for 40 count, that's $1.25. That's more than I pay. Let's see, $1.25 divided by 40. That's 3.1 cents. Not terrible. Minimum you can buy 24 one case. Do they give me an option to let's just go in here. So we'll buy a case 24. So 24 times 40. I would say ship to store, but none of the damn stores are open. I never get them. Let's see. We'll do ship to home because none of my stores are open. Let's just get, so 24. Oh, we got to find out how many. 24 times 40 is 960. Okay. View cart. Check out. Let's see. So it's going to be $41.79 after tax and shipping for 960. 960. 4.3 cents. 4.3 cents. I got to get them at Walmart. Cheaper at Walmart. Let's see. John's got the Amazon link. Can you beat my Walmart pricing? And I haven't gone to Costco in a couple weeks, so maybe my Costco. We actually have a second Costco that opened up in my area. It's a little further out, but I can see if they have envelopes. Matt says, yeah, they sold out of the larger ones, I think. Pepino Man says, my dogs lick my envelopes for me. They never dry up. Herman, what's happening? John says, there is an envelope.com. Maybe contact them about bulk pricing. John cannot beat the Walmart pricing. Yeah, so my Walmart pricing, 3.3 cents per envelope. My Costco pricing, 2.3 cents if I can find them in store. But again, they're going to build in shipping costs if you buy them online. So who thought we would spend 10 minutes talking about envelopes? Not the first time, probably won't be the last time. So I went to Walmart yesterday, did buy some envelopes. The first Walmart I went to, which used to be the good Walmart. Herman's now with us. So Herman, this is the Walmart that I took Herman to when he visited for the Madison Card Show. Pepino Man says, I need underwear and envelopes. Got to go to Kmart. Is Kmart still in business? I thought they went under. So the Walmart that Herman's familiar with, Monona, Wisconsin, which is basically Madison. They used to be the good Walmart with the huge, gigantic card section. Now it's a smaller card section. And they haven't stocked it in like 2 months. John says that's a big day out when you take visitors to your local Walmart. Here's the funny thing. Herman's not the only visitor that I've taken to Walmart to look for cards. My buddy Brandon came up last summer, and he's big into cards as well. And he came up like on a Thursday or Friday, and you want to go check out the Walmarts? Oh, and my friend Kyle, he's also a collector. So I also took him. But when Kyle was here, it was before the big flood that wiped out one of our local card shops. I took him to the card shop. Let's see. Herman says that's the one with the cards in the lawn and garden center. So we have to. Herman's not kidding. It's just you have to walk through the lawn and garden center to get to the car. It's the quicker way, which I actually like. So here's the thing. So now we're going to talk about what a show. We're talking about envelope pricing to the setting of my Walmart card section. So previous to where the cards are now at this particular Walmart, they were on the other side. They were closer to like the grocery section, which the quicker way, and I guess it probably, now that I think about it, it would have been faster just to park in the lawn and garden parking lot and walk through the garden center and across the store, as opposed to where the other entrance, the other side to like the actual store, is you have to go underground, and there's an underground parking lot, and then you have to take an escalator. Oh my God, that kid is back on the escalator. Who can name that movie? So you have to take the escalator up, and then the card section was boom right there. But I find it's more zen for me to go through the lawn and garden center, because it's kind of a SHIT show going through the escalator portion of the entrance. Anyway, they moved it. Now it's like in the middle of the store. So you walk through the lawn and garden center and then walk past like the drug section, and it's right there at the end of the like pharmacy section. So they haven't updated. They haven't stocked it in like 2 months. It's the same. It's Wild Card and Pro Set. Thank you, Clark. Yes, one of my favorite all-time movies. But they haven't updated. They haven't stocked in like 2 months. And the only cards they have at this particular, which used to be the best Walmart for cards in my area, in my city, is now just a bunch of Pro Set and Wild Card and Leaf. That's it. I think they had some crappy. I think they had like hanger boxes of Heritage Baseball. That's it. So I went to the other Walmart, which now has become the best Walmart in Madison, at least of the stores that I go. Well, of the 3 that I go to, I don't go to Sun Prairie, which is way out. So this is the East Side Walmart, and they had a much better. So they had some Topps Gallery, which I thought about. It's like, maybe I'll buy 2 blasters of Gallery. I'll rip one, and then I'll save one for the Couch People Christmas party, December 10th. And then I'm like, you know what? No. I'm just going to pass. So, and they didn't have, I was looking for archives or update, none of the above. So that was my retail, got envelopes, and that was all. Let's see. Cooter says there's no such thing as a good Walmart. You're right, but there's good card sections. Let's see. Clark says, let's go to Bo's house and we can check out the local Walmarts, right? Herman ruined it for me. I don't think Couch Queen would have approved my stay, so I didn't ask. Clark says, mall rats. John says, I feel like I need to shower after I leave a Walmart. Isn't a cold shower type thing. Something Sports Card says, was at mall and stopped in Lids, and they had Topps hobby boxes with silver packs for $2.50 a box, along with Hobby Platinum. Topps hobby boxes with silver packs for $2.50. That seems really high. No, that is really high for Topps. Along with so the Topps hobby box was $2.50. So when I went to a Lid store in Wrigleyville, they had a Bowman hobby box for like $2.25, which is like is cheaper than online. And I'm like, I was shocked. Oh, Topps Chrome. Okay. So that's a good price. So $2.50 is a good price for Topps Chrome. Think he means Topps Chrome. Yeah, okay. Topps Chrome. That's a good price. Because, when I was at Lids in Wrigleyville, and I'm expecting like, a Bowman hobby box is probably going to be $450, and it was $225. I was shocked. John says all card prices are high, as are the people that buy them. It's just, we have to adapt. So yeah, it's like, it's all relative. It's like the heat and the cold. It was 60 degrees yesterday as I'm cruising Walmart to Walmart, and the sun's beating in, and it's 60 degrees. And I'm like, man, it's really warm. But if it's 60 degrees in September or August, it's like, damn, it's cold. And then in 60 degrees in January is going to be flipping hot. And just like card prices, it's all relative. 5 years ago, $250 for a Topps Chrome hobby box is outrageous. But now it's like, oh, that's not bad. Pepino Man says, I got to get high to pay the card prices these days. So speaking of high, look at this card. I had to pull this one out. Fleer Ultra, 1993, Steve Sachs. Look at how miscut that is. That's just wild. Like, he missed the ball. Look, the ball's got flames on it, and he still missed it. The Fleer Ultra's up on, I thought it was Jim Abbott, but it might be Chuck Finley. I can't tell. Anybody know who that Angels player is? Let's see. But that's wild. That's a wild card. Pepino Man collects miscut cards. I find them. I do. I love, but I don't collect miscut cards. But if I see Cubs cards that are miscut, like, I am all about it. Like, I have some wild miscuts and just printing errors, and I love them. Other cards, it's like, it's Steve Sachs. But if it was a Cub, I would be like, I would cherish it. Let's see. John says you have to stay warm. You don't have to buy cards at outrageous prices. Your comment plays right into their hands. People say you need to vote with your wallet. No one is voting with their wallet. Let's see. So here we go. So there was I'm just going to skim past those comments. There was one of those, like, remember those cases in the early 90s? And it's like when you see those cases, it's like, oh my God, this is going to be a bunch of junk. And usually that's the case. And I tweeted this out, 9 times out of 10. So I open it up. It's almost like I see these, and it's almost like I just want to directly toss them into the recycle bin because I know it's just going to be a bunch of 90 Donruss. But this one was different. I opened it up, and sitting on top was an Aaron Rodgers Topps Total rookie card. Now this one does have the corners are kind of little dinged up. It's certainly not near mint, but it's still probably like a $25 card. I was pricing it out, and some raw copies sell in the $40 range with the kind of the corners, aren't sharp. Probably $25 card. And then I love this, and this is one of those like made up air, kind of like the no dot after the ink, after the INC on Donruss. It's the Ken Griffey Jr. Bloody Arm. And so I found 4 of the 90 Topps Ken Griffey Jr. cards, and all 4 of them, he has a bloody arm. That one looks like it's that's going to find itself in a quarter box because it's got some damage. We'll put him aside. But yeah, bloody arm. And these sell for a little bit of a premium over the base, the non-bloody arm where they touched it up. But he's got a little blood on the elbow. So I think those sell for like $4. Let's see. Cooter says, where are we at? John says, my Mohel collected miscuts as well, apparently. Steve said, I sold an Upper Deck Reserve miscut base card for $5. That's awesome. And there's a premium on like gum stains, especially on stars. There's a premium over that. Which is funny because back in the day, it's like, oh, I don't want a gum stain card. And now it's like, oh, I'd rather have a gum stain card. John says, I love diamond cuts. It takes a certain amount of ineptitude to pull that off, but they look great. Cooter says the back looked okay. So is it a miscut or a bad print? Oh yeah. So yeah, that's Cooter brings up a great point. So here's the front and here's the back. The back is fine. So I don't know how they printed those, but yeah. Let's see. John says, good to see Favre with his pants on. Dan launched a 40% off buy 4 cards or more coupon in my eBay store, and I used Couch People as the password code. Nice. I had great success. It's probably because of the Couch People. Do you see more Packers cards or less Packers cards on your Goodwill palette than other teams? More. It's funny because I get a ton. And what's kind of cool is I'll get a lot of like oddball stuff, like regional, which sells for a premium online because, it may be cards that were only released, either at a stadium or, by a food manufacturer in Wisconsin or in Green Bay, Milwaukee. So I find a lot of Packer stuff, a lot of Brewer stuff. In fact, I've probably in the thousands of Brewers police cards. And I sold a guy at the Rockford Card Show a few months ago. I had several hundred Brewers police cards, and he's big on TCDB, and I forgot to ask him his name, but he filled a box for $40 of like nothing but Brewers police cards that were all probably just in Goodwill pallets. Let's see. Rich says, thanks so much about the Ken Griffey Jr. bloody arm card. Pepino Man says, I knew a couple of set collectors who put sets together with every card having a gum stain. Yes, Lanny Ribes does that. And I think he's only, at last check, I think he's only missing like 1 or 2 cards for the 87 Topps complete set of gum stains. That is such a cool collection. That is an awesome collection. And I think he does it with other sets too. I don't think it's just 87. Let's see. And I think it seems like 86 and 87 when I'm going through bulk, It seems like 87 or 86 and 87 seem to be, and Rich probably has some knowledge behind this. It seems to me like there's more 86 and 87 tops than any other set that had those gum stains. So I wonder if it was like the whatever was in that gum that it was more susceptible to staining the cards. But 89 seems to have like a higher amount of gum stains as well. And I think 91 had quite a few. But it seems like I find the most 86, 87, and 89. Let's see. Rich says, yes, had to do with the paper used and the way the gum was packed. There you go. Interesting. Thank you, Rich. Let's see. Rich says, I know what I'm doing tomorrow morning in the ComC database, and I shudder how many cards I'll have to look at the scans of. That's awesome. Brian says, you're right about Leaf at Walmart, but I thought I'd give it a try. Sold 5 of the autos so far. Interesting. You know, sometimes when I go to, if I specifically go to Walmart to look at cards, it's kind of like a wasted trip if you don't buy anything. And it's like, I came all the way here. I drove 10 minutes. I've got to buy something. Should I buy this box of Leaf cards? And I probably will as we get closer to December 10th, just to have more and more stuff to rip. I'll probably buy some of that garbage just to have something new to rip. We'll see. Henry says, didn't think about regional. I used to find a ton of regional cards at the Goodwill bins because people were moving and didn't need them. Absolutely. Let's see. Terry said, I just pulled a Brewer police card to ship. Very nice. Rich says, we put together a near 1987 Topps set with gum stains. I love in 87 Topps is like, even though I'm tired of Topps reusing and recycling that design over and over year after year, I do love the original. Pack Wars says, sorry to change the subject, but I have been, that's what we do here on Hobby Evolution. We're constantly evolving in the chat. Sorry to change, but I have been having fun breaking 4 boxes of 2022 Topps update. I'm jealous. The boxes are breaking. The boxes are breaking pretty well. Are you breaking any for yourself? Best selection of rookies. So, I would like to. I did see Topps as of last night. They still had them on their website for like $80 for a hobby box, and I'm considering it. So I'm chasing a rookie, Ethan Roberts, and I shared this yesterday. Ethan himself is chasing his cards as well. My stiffest competition for Ethan Roberts rookie cards is Ethan Roberts. The funny thing is, so here's the so I found a picture yesterday of of his rookie card, which is a great looking card, and he's got a tattoo sleeve on his arm, and the image that Topps used captures the sleeve, so that's cool. So you know, I tagged him in the tweet, and he's like, he bought the first 2 that popped up on the first 2 Ethan Roberts singles that popped up on eBay were bought by Ethan Roberts himself. So I tagged, I'm in a Cubs Super Collector group chat on Twitter. And so I tagged, because I'd been like, hey, if anybody finds Ethan Roberts cards, I'm looking. So, you know, I'm going to chase the rainbow. So I copied that tweet into our group chat, and somebody mentioned, they're like, we should invite Ethan into the group chat. So, and I've known Ethan now since he got drafted in 2018, chatting back and forth. So I hit him up, and I'm like, hey man, there's a Twitter group chat, like Cubs collectors. We basically just show off, you know, what our Cubs cards that we picked up and talk about. It's just a fan group. And I said, would you want an invite? And he's like, yes, exclamation point. So he's been the most active participant in our chat. So he messaged this morning. There's a foil card that's up on eBay right now, an auction, and he's been getting outbid. I bowed out at like $3 or $4. So I bowed out early. I'm doing mainly the case breaks of Ethan Roberts. So I'm bidding on most of those. So Ethan this morning says, someone is making me pay for this one. It's a foil parallel, and the bidding is up to $15.50 with 4 days remaining in the auction. So I said, you're pricing me out. And he's like, is that you? I'm sorry. I have one of these if you want it. But it wasn't me. I bowed out early. So Ethan Roberts is my stiffest competition on his own rookie cards, which that's what I love about the hobby is like those connections and like even players. And I think it's so cool when players collect their own cards. And I've talked about this, like people like players buying their own cards. I mentioned George Teague earlier this week bought a couple of his oddball cards, which came from a Goodwill palette, which is like a regional issue. You're probably not going to find too many of these cards out there because it was Michael Bolton versus George Teague, and there were some Packers on the teams and just some like local celebrities that participated. So I think that's really cool that when collectors buy their own cards. As for opening tops update, probably not. I think I'm just going to stick to player breaks of Ethan. If I find it, I will open some blasters at retail if I ever find any. It's loaded with rookies. We know that. So I do want to rip some. But I think I'm just going to kind of probably just wait till retail comes out. Let's see. Henry said Cater's Kids did an 87 gum damage set. That's awesome. Rich says, yes, had to do with the paper use. Oh, we talked about that. Dub Mentality is doing the 91. Yes, Dub's doing the 91 tops gum stains. Pepino Man said, I keep my stained cards, but throw away my stained underwear. That's words to live by. John says, gum on the front of the card wouldn't have stained, I imagine. Yes, it does. I have an 89 tops Ryan Sandberg front gum stain. I'll have to dig up. I have the photo in my. I have no idea where the card is, but I have the photo in my archives. So I will. I'll try to find that and share a picture. Pack War says, "What do you think is better, Cronazio or Com C?" I'd probably say Com C. I've as far as a platform, I would definitely say Com C. I'm not a big Cronazio user. I find it clunky. I know some people like it, but I'm not a Cronazio fan. Let's see. Where we at? Henry says my favorite song by Stained is Mud Shovel. Love Stained. Some of my friends give me crap for the music that I like Stained and Creed. I love Creed. I love Stained. They call it, I think one of my friends calls it butt rock, but I like it. I don't care. John says, how much are your envelopes per when you factor in the $5 of gas? Well, that's the thing. I don't make special trips. I only buy envelopes when I'm getting groceries or if I'm looking for baseball cards, because I'm going to Walmart anyway to look at cards. So that's just a cost of doing business. Let's see. Rich says, well, since I work at ComC, I know my answer. Pepino Man says, has Topps ever done a gum stain SSP? Yes. And it was the worst parallel would it be a parallel? I don't know. Short print. It was the worst ever. They did it with Heritage back in, Rich can help me out here. And he probably already has, I think like 2014, 15, somewhere in there, Topps Heritage did a gum stain back. And you could barely tell. It wasn't like 87 Topps where you can see a gum stain. 86 Topps, it really stands out. These Heritage gum stains, it was really hard to make out the actual stain. Henry says, I thought they did a wax stain SSP. Not sure. Yes, they did. Robert says, I have a 68 Mantle and PSA 4 miscut that is perfectly centered on the front, but the back is half Mickey and half Hughes from the Cardinals. Got it at a great discount. I love those kind of buys because you're not looking at the back. At least I don't. Like you want, like I want good what do you call that? Eye appeal. And I don't care about the back eye appeal. I want the good front eye appeal. And if you can get a discount because the back's all screwed up, hell yeah, take that all day. Let's see. Dan says a player only has a 1998 sticker released in his rookie year. His second year, 99, had his first card release as well as an auto parallel. What do you consider to be the rookie? Oh man, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not the rookie card expert. Where's Victor? Did you see Topps released like their definition? I don't know if it was released, but it was making its rounds on Twitter this week. And it makes it more unclear to me what actually is a rookie card, and it opens up like, okay, by Topps's definition, the Wander Franco Bowman's Best is a rookie card. Which I was dying on the hill of, no, it's just a prospect card. Now, but who else was in there? If it was a prospect that didn't make it, so it's like, okay, the 2021 Bowman's Best Wander Franco by Topps's definition is actually a rookie card. But another prospect who was in that set, who had his first card, it's not a rookie card because he did not make his major league debut in that year. So his rookie card wouldn't come until his first card made after he made his debut. So it made things more murky. It clouded up the conversation even further. Where are we at in the chat? Dan says, on my way to vote this morning, imagine how cool it would be if once you voted, they couldn't show you any more political ads. Dan, I think I made that same comment to my wife because I get like 4 text messages a day. It annoys me to no end. It's like I voted. We voted the mail-in several weeks ago, and it's like, yeah, I'm done. I don't want to see any more ads on TV. I've already made my selections. Stop texting me. I'm done with it. I'm done. Henry says, you're lucky to have GW pallets, Goodwill pallets. No idea where the cards go except a few odd ones they missed. Sock monkey cards, anyone? Pack Wars says 2022 Topps update blasters are on the Target website. Oh, interesting. Pack Wars, thank you for that lead because Target's actually really fast. And one of the reasons I don't want to buy from Topps.com is I might not get it till December. Their shipping's so slow. So I've just stopped buying from Topps.com is for basically anything. Let's see. 2022 Topps update. Boom! Here we go. Let's see. You can only order 3, so I'm going to add 3 to my cart. Let's check out. So here we go. I'm buying blaster boxes. Free shipping. Damn it, I got to sign in. Let's see if I can remember my sign in. Let's see. So I am buying 3 blasters of Topps update from the Target. Target's really fast. I got to figure out which password I use. The good thing is I only use like 3 passwords for everything, which I know is probably bad. Can I just do PayPal? There we go. PayPal, pay. So thank you, Pack Wars, for the lead. I am putting my order in live as we speak. Let's see. We want to put this on my business card. And boom. I have ordered 3 blasters from Target.com. Make sure I get that confirmation window come up. Do I have to do this again? Oh, look at this. Look at this. I have Target Circle earnings. So I get $6.30 off, 36 cents off, bringing that price point down $6. I'm placing my order. Thank you for your order. Boom. Thank you, Pack Wars, for the tip. I just ordered some blasters from Target. Hopefully they come next week. John says, stain or just debris? You can rub the debris off. I thought the gloss on the front of the card would protect them more than the backs. It's essentially both. It's actually, I would say both. I'll have to dig the picture up. Which it'll be much quicker to dig the picture up than the actual card. Cause actually I think it's probably in my right. I have like 4 or 5 monster boxes of Sandberg that have already been sorted. So it's probably in one of those. Bo loves Nickelback as well. True confession. I love Nickelback's album, The State, which was their second album, their first mainstream album. Freaking love that song. Or love that album. It's a push, play, walk away. The State by Nickelback. It was before they It was before they became really mainstream. They had there was, I think, 2 songs on that album that got radio play on modern rock stations. And now Leader of Men was like my all-time favorite song. Nickelback, The State. So yeah, John, I love Nickelback, The State, Breathe, Breathe, and Leader of Men. Those 2, and I love Cowboy Hat. Cowboy Hat is a good transition song between Breathe, because Breathe is like a really uh, like hard rock, and then Cowboy Hat's kind of it's the transition. It's a slow transition. Guess he wore a cowboy hat, da, 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 da. And then you got Leader of Men. Oh man, I'm gonna listen to that album as before Hobby Hotline starts. So that's gonna be my gateway into Hobby Hotline. Nickelback, The State, love the album. Henry says Nickelback won't go that far. Hey, The State, after The State, I'm not into Nickelback, but The State, love that album. Paul says it's called Butt Rock because the ad says we play nothing but rock. But I'll bring my stained rookie to the next Janesville show to trade now. There you go. Let's see. Rich has a link, a ComC link. I have the most tabs open that I've ever had open. I've got what a eclectic internet tab I've got. ComC, Dollar Tree, Amazon, eBay, Twitter, Nickelback, Google search, and Target. ComC, what's this? There it is. Rich dropping the heritage. 2016. And it's called the the Gum Damage Back. Gum Damage Back. Oh, there's a Javi Baez. I don't have that. $6 at ComC. I might have to place that order. Dan says 2015 and 2016. Clark says, I have a guy who buys off-centered cards from me on eBay. I should list more of those. I have a bunch of 70s really miscut football cards that what I did was I separated them because I didn't want, because some people are like really particular and they don't want the off-cut cards, but some people only collect the off-cut cards. So I wanted to separate them so I wasn't like mass uploading, and some are miscut, some are centered well. Cooter says pantyhose is awesome for removing gum and wax residue. My daughters look at me strange when I ask if they have pantyhose I can have. Rich says just don't sniff it, Cooter. Oh, let's see. I buy waxy cards on ComC, clean of the crud, and instantly got a killer deal. Let's see. John says just get the chip implant and the ads will stop. I'm going in for another chip, booster chip implant on Tuesday. Terry says, I checked Target in store yesterday. None yet or just sold out. Let's see. Herman says, I put all my unsolicited campaign mail back in the box with return to sender wrote on them. Let's see. Henry says, PW Bo Cubs 123. Oh, password. It's probably pretty easy to hack, but it's not that easy to hack. Rich says, in 2020, I was taping some podcasts with Dr. Jim and got interrupted 2 times by those campaign texts. Hard to listen to, Rock, John adds. So I got some, Dan says, you made me think about when I would sometimes take the bus to EIU, Eastern Illinois, while listening to Matchbox 20's album, Yourself or Someone Like You. Yeah, it's funny how some of those, like Nickelback, The State reminds me of my early college. Same with Finger 11's first Grayest of Blue Skies by Finger 11. I don't like the mainstream. I liked it when it wasn't cool. I'm trying not to be one of those guys. I liked it when it was underground. But Finger 11, they're one of their early albums before they became radio, on the radio all the time. That reminded me of college. Why you have Dollar Tree open, Daniel? Oh, you must have missed it. We were pricing envelopes. You're probably glad you missed it. Here's some more Goodwill pallets. It's always fun to find MJs. This is just a sweet card. Stadium Club, Members Choice, Michael Jordan. These are some finds from Goodwill. Magic and MJ from 90 NBA Hoops. This is I've always loved this card. Team USA, NBA Hoops. Upper Deck. Oh, and what do we have here? Oh, hey, we started the show off with serial killers, and here we've got Murderers, the Menendez brothers on the Mark Jackson. I'll put this up for $5 and it'll sell in a day. I don't know why I had this in the pile, but Spud Webb, nothing special about it. It's just Spud Webb. I like Spud Webb. Patrick Ewing, SI for Kids. There was a bunch of SI for Kids cards, none of the really big hitters. There was an MJ, which sells for about $15. This, I believe, is the very first 86 Fleer basketball card that I've ever found in a Goodwill pallet. Unfortunately, it's not Michael Jordan, but it's Bernard King. I don't know what this, but it's got some corner damage down there. But I've never found 86 Fleer basketball in a Goodwill pallet. This is my 8th pallet, and there was a Bernard King. And of course, when I saw this, I get excited. What else is in here? One of those deals. Okay, some of these are okay. For some reason, I put some Manute Bulls in this pile. I think I just grabbed a random pile. This must be all the basketball that I found yesterday. Michael Jordan Upper Deck, another one. I always loved this card. Michael Jordan 90 NBA Hoops. Let's see. This is just a cool card. Star Derek Coleman in his Syracuse uniform. Very cool card. A couple of Mutombo rookies. I know he's going through some health issues right now. Mutombo. Here's a Fleer Mutombo rookie. Not today. Ha ha ha. Another MJ, Team USA. Another MJ. Another MJ. And it's funny, usually MJs are picked clean out of these, but here's some early Fleer, 87 Fleer. These sell for decent, like $1.50. They sell pretty well. Let's see. Here's a Jordan cameo. It's Jordan versus Baby Jordan, Harold Miner. We got a Zion Prism, not a rookie, but just a second-year Prism. And there were a couple Zions. So they're and I am seeing more and more modern basketball, modern football. This had a ton of modern football, and I'm starting to see that more and more in the Goodwill pallets. So those were some of my finds. Goodwill, I still have. I think the best box to come, and I told you this week that it seems like I always pick out the better boxes. I pick them out early, and what I found out was I cherry pick. It's like when I go out to my car, because I'll basically sort, like I'll bring down a box at a big box at a time, or like a couple monster boxes, and then I sort, and then I put them away, and then I'll go out. And so I'm like cherry picking. It's like, okay, I want to find a good box. And then I'm left with like all the crap. But this time, I think a lot of the good stuff is in this tub. And so I've left the tub just because it's bulky, and it was like one of the first things I put into my car, because it had to go on the floor. So I'm leaving that for last. Save the best for last. So I think there's still some good stuff yet to come out of this. It's been a pretty good, this is the 8th Goodwill pallet, and I would probably rank it in the top 3 of my Goodwill pallets. I think it's better than the Mike Trout pallet. Just basically the Mike Trout pallet had the Mike Trout and then a few other cards, and that was about it. I think my second pallet was a big bang for my buck. Volume wise, there was a lot of quantity. And then the third pallet I think was really good. And then there were some duds. My 7th pallet was a dud. Part 7, Goodwill pallet, part 7, the dud. That was the WNBA, which I'll probably make a small profit on after it's all said and done, but it's kind of a dud. That would rank as the worst. This one's probably top 3. I haven't found like a 500, some of the early pallets I found, the 3 biggest sales that I've got from cards out of a Goodwill pallet. The highest was the Mike Trout rookie, which sold on eBay for $600. I sold I think it was the second pallet, which the second pallet probably ranks as number 1. The second pallet had a bunch of it had a whole box of like promo cards, a bunch of Marvel cards. I sold a Marvel rare promo card for $400, and then I sold like all the common Marvel cards for $300. And I think that pallet cost me like $450. And then of course it had other promos that sold for a couple hundred total. And then, so that was the second highest single sale. And then the third highest was the Giannis rookie ticket stub, from his home debut for the Bucks. That sold for $225. So those are the three highest single sales. And then there's been a couple like $100 sales, and a bunch of like $25 to $50 cards. And then of course a bunch of $1.50 cards. So that's what I had for today. Thanks for tuning in. We're up on the 10 o'clock hour, nearly 18 minutes away from Hobby Hotline. Our friend Uncle Rich Klein will be on the show. Check out Hobby Hotline Saturdays. It's on the Bench Clear Media channel, so go check that out. Coming up in 18 minutes. So I may listen to some Nickelback on my way to Hobby Hotline. So thanks for tuning in. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. I'm 13 subscribers away from 2,000. So that's awesome. My goal for the year was 1,000 subscribers and hit that early. Now I'm going for 2,000, only 13 subs away. So like and subscribe. Thanks. Have a great day. I will go live tomorrow morning, probably around the same time, say 8:30ish, 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. We'll just do some random chat. So have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.